Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, welcome back. Today we're talking about the FERS supplement, how to maximize it if you are a special provisions employee. Now, this is not for all federal employees. This is only for those that are special provisions, meaning those who are firefighters, air traffic controllers, law enforcement, you folks who get special retirement rules, special provisions. If you're a traditional FERS, this is not going to apply to you. Some of these things will, but certainly not all of it. So I've got other videos on the FERS supplement for you traditional folks. Go check those out. But here's the deal. If you are a special provisions employee, the FERS supplement has special rules and nuances for you that we're going to dive into today so that you can get the most out of it and not lose it. That would be the worst case, is if you give the money back to the government because you don't know how it works, which this happens to actually many people. So let's dive in. Number one, before we get confused, the FERS supplement on the internet and everywhere has all types of different names. Number one, it is most often called the FERS supplement, but it's also called the Social Security supplement, annuity supplement, all these different things, retirement supplement, but normally it has the word supplement on it, okay? So if you hear and see the word supplement somewhere, whether retirement documents, whatever, they're probably talking about this. But just to be clear, I'm trying to start the movement so that everyone calls it the FERS supplement. That's the most common term, so that is what we're gonna go with today. That's the other names, so keep an eye out for all of those things. They're probably talking about this. Next, who gets it? Not all federal employees get the FERS supplement, okay? As special provisions, you have to be fully eligible to retire to be able to get the FERS supplement, so this is what it means. You have to have, at age 50, you have to have at least 20 years of service. If you retire at 50 or later, you have at least 20 years of special provision time. Boom, you're fully eligible to retire and to get the FERS supplement. However, if you have 25 or more years at any age, let's say you started at age 20, you're now 45, you've done 25 years, then you're fully eligible to retire and you're eligible to get the FERS supplement. So you have to hit one of these to get the FERS supplement as a special provision federal employee. Again, if you're traditional FERS, the rules are different. Go check out my other videos on those, okay? So that's who gets it, okay? But the thing is, let's say you retire at age 50. How long do you get that FERS supplement? Is it for life? Does it stop at some point? Well, it does. It stops at 62, okay? It stops at age 62 for everybody. It doesn't matter when you retire or anything. It stops at 62 regardless, okay? And here's the deal. The reason it stops at 62 is because the FERS supplement is meant to be a bridge, right? That's another one of those nicknames for the FERS supplement. It's meant to be a bridge between when you retire, let's say at 50, and when you hit the age where you could start Social Security. So Social Security, you can start it anywhere from 62 to 70. Okay, you can start Social Security anywhere between 62 and 70. So the FERS supplement will always stop at 62, regardless of when you start your Social Security. It's going to stop right here. You can start Social Security right away at 62, but you don't have to. You can wait anywhere between 62 and 70. Okay. So that's the deal. Whenever you retire, it doesn't matter. As long as you're eligible, you're going to get the FERS supplement. You're going to continue to get it until age 62, at which point it is going to go away. It's going to turn into a pumpkin, gone, NULA, okay? Now, let's talk about how not to lose it. This is one of the most important pieces of this, okay? So between when you retire as a special provisions employee, let's say it's 50 or 45, insert whatever age you're going to be fully eligible to retire, insert that age for you, okay? Once you start getting the FERS supplement, you are actually able to go out and work, let's say a private sector job or as a contractor, whatever. You can go work a job or start a business, and you can make as much money as you possibly want, and that's not going to reduce your FERS supplement until about 57. Okay, about 57. Once you hit your minimum retirement age is what they call it. Once you hit that age, which again is going to be right around 57, once you hit that age, what happens is they implement a earnings test. What that means is if you are receiving the FERS supplement, which again, if you're eligible, you will at retirement. If you're receiving the FERS supplement and and you're working a job or you started a business that you're actively involved in, if you have those sorts of income, the earnings test is going to come into play and they may take back your FERS supplement dollars. Okay? And basically how it works is there's a limit on how much you can earn. And this earnings test, by the way, is actually very similar to the Social Security earnings test if you're familiar with that. Long story short, there's a limit every year that as long as you don't make over a certain amount, they don't care. Okay? Right now, about in 23, the limit is right around $20,000. Okay? About $20,000. So if you make 15 grand working a part-time job somewhere, they don't care. They're not going to touch your FERS supplement. But the moment you go over the limit, which again, you can find, if you just type into Google the FERS supplement earnings test limit, you could find it, right? It'll be there for whatever year you're watching this. Right now, it's right around 20 grand. And basically how it works is for every $2 you earn over the limit, let's say 20 grand right about now, they're going to reduce your FERS supplement by $1. So if you make $2 over this limit of 20 grand, they're going to reduce your FERS supplement by $1 that next year. Okay? But let's say you make $50,000 working a job, well, then that's 30 grand over the limit. They're going to reduce your FERS supplement by $15,000. So you can see pretty quickly taking a full-time position somewhere or working quite a bit, you can reduce your FERS supplement down to zero where they completely reduce it down to zero and you don't get it back later. Well, let me explain that. If they reduce it, those dollars that you lost, those aren't coming back later. But if you, let's say you work until 58 and then you stop working, they will reinstate your FERS supplement if you stop working and you do not break the earnings test after that. Okay? So that is how it works. Is basically you retire between retirement date and your minimum retirement age, again, which is right around 57 for the vast majority of you. Once you hit that age, they're going to implement a earnings test, and it's up to you to make sure either you just say, hey, look, I want to work, and I'm going to make 100 grand doing this, so it's way worth losing my FERS supplement, which is, let's say, is 15 grand a year, whatever it is for you, right? That may be part of your calculus, of your decision. Say, hey, it's worth it, I'm just going to lose it, because of how the earnings test is made up, how it works, is by working, you're always going to end up with more money, even if you break the earnings test, because for every $2 you earn over the limit, they're going to reduce it by $1. So you always end up with more money at the end of the day if you do choose to make over the 20 grand-ish limit. However, just keep in mind the limit's there, and some people really don't want to lose it, and so maybe if you're just working a part-time job, try to keep it under that limit, and that would keep it simple for you. So I hope that's helpful. If you're a special provision federal employee, if you go back to actually my website, hawsfederaladvisors.com, there's a whole section under topics up at the top, right at the top. There's a whole section of articles and things I've written just for you. So definitely check that out if you want to learn more about your retirement, how to get the most out of it. So I hope that's helpful. Have an incredible rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time.